Hey everyone, Shawn here from Elevation Leaders, where we empower business leaders to 10x their business valuation. Going to talk to you about a very important subject with everything that's going on out there right now with the labor shortages, how to hire promoters, or A players as some of us like to call them. So I'm seeing this time and time again. People are complaining right now about the labor shortage. It's a real thing. I'm certainly not denying it. However, some companies are faring much better than others. Why is that? It's because they have internally prepared a methodology, a process for hiring the right type of talent and taking them through this process to ensure that they're really finding the absolute best person for the role that they're looking for. So to quickly define what is a promoter, it's someone who's at the highest level of their productivity and they also believe in the company core values. So they're doing both company core values, company culture, and also being wildly productive. And one thing we have to remember is that it's all based on salary range, because if you had unlimited funds, you could bring in higher quality of candidates, of course. So they're the absolute best candidates that you can hire for the salary range that you're willing to pay. Okay, so that's what we define as a promoter for a specific role. Now, when you're looking at the hiring process, I spoke in the last video about a scorecard, so you need to prepare the scorecard. But the next step is preparing a creative job description. Too many times I see companies taking an easy way out and just copy and pasting previous job descriptions that they have. You need to be creative. You need to bring in something that's going to differentiate you as an employer when you're coming out with these job descriptions. If you have the same mumbo jumbo as everyone else, you're going to end up with the poorest quality of candidates. One thing that we like to recommend is right off the bat, talk about something that will attract the right candidates, but also push away the wrong type of candidates. So some type of sentence right at the beginning. For example, when we had our VP operations role at our lighting business, we put a sentence right from the beginning: passion for lean methodology, a customer first mindset. If this is part of your DNA, read on. If this is not part of your DNA, screw off. Okay, go to our competitors. That's what we're basically telling candidates. So you want to get the right type of people looking and applying for your job. You have your success metrics that are also in the job description. You want to be creative. You want to attract the right type of candidates. Then your process, or your methodology to hire, has to have multiple steps to ensure that you're bringing on a culture fit. And when there's a labor shortage, what happens? Unfortunately, we end up saying, you know what, you're breathe and you're in. So that's the mentality we like to make fun of a little bit. You know, people are, they're breathing, they're alive, they're willing to show up to work. You're going to get a job to work for our company. You can't do that as a business leader. You have to make sure that you're bringing in the right type of people, the perfect type of fits for your business, both from productivity, but especially from a cultural perspective. It's just incredibly important. If you don't find people that fit your culture, you will not succeed in building the best brand out there possible. So a few very key things to remember. Once you have that very good job description, you're bringing people through, you want to have a screening interview. So take them through an interview process where it's very quick and you're asking some very quick questions, such as, what are you good at professionally? Instead of asking what's your biggest weaknesses, which is only two possible answers to that. I'm a perfectionist, I'm a workaholic. You're only going to get those two answers. I've studied this. There's nothing else that someone can answer. You ask them, what are you not interested in doing right now in your career? You're going to get some really crazy answers from that. I've seen a person go into accounting and say, you know what, I don't want to do any type of data entry. And you're thinking, you know what, this is accounting, there will be some data entry. I've heard a receivables person say, you know what, I don't want to call clients to collect money. And I'm thinking, you know what, this is the job. You're going to be calling people to collect money. So you'll get some very interesting answers there. And of course, you want to ask for salary range to make sure that the salary range fits with what you're looking for. Then you want to have an in-person interview, making sure that that face-to-face contact is there. I know it's a bit tougher with COVID right now. You can do it by Zoom still. You'll still get a pretty good feel for it, but make sure you're going deeper into that interview process. This is where you ask about previous job accomplishments, the type of teams they worked with, how they were with their colleagues. Then we recommend you do what we call team interviews. So you get 4 people into a room, 2 people at a time, and you talk about some very specific subjects. Why is this important? Because think about this. You have the hiring manager, and now you have 4 other people. So you have 5 people from your business interacting with the potential candidate. So think now, 5 people means you'll have way more chance of ensuring this person fits your culture and values. One person, you might get sold, you might fall in love with the candidate. That happens to me all the time. I have one good conversations. I'm all, super excited and fall in love with the candidate, and maybe blindsided, don't see some of the things that don't fit for our business. So that's one thing that you'd want to consider, having a lot of people meet the candidate. And then something that I very rarely see companies do, make them go through a job specific test. So what this means is that you find out what the role is that you're going to be doing. You already know that, but then you make sure you give them a specific test that's going to test their aptitude with the type of role they're going to have. So I'll give you an example of when we hired our digital marketing coordinator, Aniela. She came in, she was going up against 4 other candidates at the end. That's what we had left in the team interviews. We asked every single one of the candidates, it was a Friday morning at the interview, we said, you know what, you have until Monday lunchtime to present to us a 1-year digital marketing plan. What would you do if you were coming into this role? Just give us your plan for the next 12 months. No directions on if you're allowed to use graphics, no specifics on exactly what we want to see in there. You have carte blanche, go ahead and put it together. And so out of the 4 candidates, 1 person did a very, very poor job of what they handed in. 2 of them were not bad, they were acceptable, but not as good as we would have liked. And Aniela worked really hard to put together a killer document on the weekend. She sent a PDF, had all the details, had things about brand awareness, things talking about, customer acquisition, a lot to do with lead generation. So it was a very exciting document to receive. So those were the key things that we received from them. You'll get that from doing a test. You could test people in different ways. We've seen accounting people, you test them, they say that they're absolute gurus in Microsoft Office. Bill Gates got nothing on them. Make them do an Excel test. How are they going to come up with the numbers? Can they put formulas together? Can they actually do this properly? And then finally, one big thing we like to do are reference checks. So are you ensuring that you're checking the references for these people? It's important. You want to make sure that they're giving you their direct bosses of who they worked for. Talk to these people, really dig deep and try to find out if the candidate fits everything that you're looking for. The one complaint I get, the one challenge that people give me is, you know what? This process has too many steps, Shawn. And I say, you know what? If you hire the wrong person, and this hire is going to cost you anywhere between 4 and 27 times, this is proven here, there's been numbers and statistics done on this, between 4 and 27 times their salary to have a mishire. That's what it costs your business. So you need to get it right. You need to do it the right way. So follow a process, follow the steps, and what we always hear at the end is that the A players, the promoter candidates always tell us, you know what? I love that process. It showed me how professional you are as a business, and it made me want to work for your company. So it will work for you as it has worked for us. So please, try this, try to find more information about this methodology. If you want more information from me, just reach out. I'll send you the info that we have. And on that note, if you like this video, please share it with other people that could benefit from the info. Thanks, have a great day.